Here we go. Hi everyone. I'm going to be explaining to you stacking of troops. And then I'm going to be showing you how the troop boosts work on and off territory. So right now we are on territory. This is our territory right here, and we are sitting on it. So the troop boosts that we have, this is with no extra boosts on. This is just from our own guild research. The troop boost that we have will be the max we can have without adding anything else to it. So I have 3 marches out here. I have my infantry, I have my tank, and then I have a support troop. My support team, as you can see, is Evelyn and the nun. Her name is Eve. So right now they're actually both set up for gathering, but it doesn't really matter because they still have skills of support. So that will work for the purposes of this video. So first we're going to learn how to stack. Stacking is something that we used to have to do when we didn't have this button, the multi-select button. Right? So before that came in, we had to use that. Now we don't. But double tapping is how you choose all of your marches at the same time. Some of you know this, some of you don't. So we're just going to go through this for those that don't. So double tap on any single one march on your screen. So I double tap the nuns, and now there you can see the 3 circles under each of the marches. That means you now have control of all 3. So if I drag my finger, if I drag my finger, they will all move. But you notice they don't move to the same spot. Excuse me. They fan out. Excuse me, 1 second. Okay. So we don't want them to fan out. We want them to stay on top of each other, which is what the new button does, is it allows them to all go to one spot. Okay? So now we're going to combine these two so that when we go to attack, we're actually standing on top of each other. And then when we attack our support, okay, I'm going to go back here for a second. So the reason I'm showing you this as well is because support officers can heal up to a maximum of 3 marches. That's why I've only got 3 marches here. When you're fighting a battle, you will notice red and green numbers if you're using a support officer. Or if you're using a skill that is a boost towards your troops. You'll see green numbers. The green numbers are a positive. The red numbers are the negative. The red numbers mean that you're losing and you're losing troops or whatever. And the green numbers mean that you're getting the extra boosts. So with my tank and my infantry, there's nothing there that should ever be a boost because there's no boost on any of their talents or their skills. But the 2 support officers, when they use their skill or they use their talents, which mine aren't set, doesn't matter. When they do use them, you will see green numbers. Because they're not fanning out, you will see 3 sets of green numbers, meaning they are now healing all 3 troops instead of just themselves. So here's what we're going to do. The best way that I find to attack a target and keep your troops stacked on top of each other so that the support works for all 3 marches is to pick a point as close to the march as you can that will allow all 3 of them to start attacking at the same time without marching to the target, because if you have different march speeds, they'll get there at different times, and that can be a little annoying. So if you go as close as you can first, and you hit the multi-select button, and you march them. Now, while they're marching them, I'm going to use that double tap, so I have circles under all three of them. That means I'll be able to control them, and specifically, when I hit the button, I'll be able to encamp them, send them home, or whatever the third option is, which is use an emoji. Okay? So, I have three circles. You can see the three circles. They're all being controlled. I go to the camp button, I hit encamp, and I march them. I've lost my circles. That's why I do this after. So I use the button to get them there. Then I double tap. I have the three circles. Now I'm going to set up the attack right away. Okay. Now as soon as they all stop, I can hit the march button, and they will all start fighting at the same time. I'm not sure why they didn't, but it doesn't matter. They're close enough. So I'm going to hit the march button. As soon as I hit the march button, I'm then going to hit the troops again to bring up that menu, and I'm going to hit encamp. That's going to stop them from spreading out. Many of you do that. You see that when you use multiple marches on invaders and you go to attack reds or invaders, your marches will spread out. You'll see the lines, and they'll all spread out like in a fan. You don't want that when you're using support. You don't want that when you're in a battle with somebody else and you want to be able to heal your troops. You don't want to just heal the troops of that specific march. You don't want to just heal Evelyn. You want Evelyn to heal everybody around her, and they can heal as many as 3 marches. So hit the march button, then hit your troops and hit the encamp button. Now they stay in one spot. When the support works, you'll see 3 sets of green numbers. Okay? Look at all those numbers. All that green is to the benefit of your marches. Okay? I hope you understood that. The second part I'm going to show you is I'll do it right now because we're on territory. I did this battle. There's three males because there's 3 marches, right? So we'll look at the first one. First one was Angelica. Angelica was running infantry. You'll also notice, before I move on, that Angelica is a 4-star, Riven is a 5-star. Use your 5-star as your junior officer. When you use a 5-star as a junior, the talents of that officer also come into play. So you can stack your talents. When you're using pure marches, that's how you make your marches stronger. Angelica is infantry, Riven is infantry. And so based on that, oops, I gotta move that. Based on that, I'm gonna go to my officers for a second. Here is Angelica. Or sorry, that's Grace, my bad. Here's Angelica. And her talents are infantry and mobility. Okay? And she's paired with Riven. And her talents, infantry and skill. So I've got 2 maxed out infantry trees working together in the same march. That makes your troops stronger. Okay? So, again, use your 5-star as your junior, especially when you're doing battles 1v1. Doesn't really matter with IBs or with invaders or even with reds, because those are neutral units. And yes, the boost is still higher, but they're such weak opponents that it doesn't really matter. But when you're doing the battles for KE and stuff like that, you want to be as strong as possible. And you can be stronger by doing that. 5-star as a junior and stacking the skills using pure marches. Okay? So if I go to troop boost right now and I look at the infantry attack, it's 252% for infantry. Okay? That's on territory without using any extra boosts. That is my max infantry attack. Okay, so I didn't like add a 5% or the 10%. It's just our guild research and on territory battle. That is my infantry attack. Okay, so I'm going to go to another mail, which is our support. So our support team, because it was a short battle, they didn't really heal a lot of troops. And there's no stat in the troop boosts to look at when it comes to support. So as you can see, like they're all lower, 69, 78, 54, and 60. They're all lower. I haven't really figured out how to do or look at any kind of boosts for them because they are support. So we're not going to worry about them. We're going to go back and look at the tanks. So again, you can see my tanks. Cat is a 4-star, Grace is a 5-star. So I have Grace the 5-star as my junior. Okay? This is important because I'm going to show you something else right away. So Cat and Grace are both set on tanks. Again, I'm stacking my talents for pure marches. I go to my troop boost, and my tank attack is 229% on territory. Okay? Lower than the infantry, you might notice. Okay? Don't know why, but infantry does seem to be stronger than tanks. Okay? Now, I'm going to go out of here and I'm going to show you something why I just said that. I have a couple stars down here. So these invaders were both off territory. Okay? And when it comes to invaders, it doesn't really matter what level they were, or you can do a level 1, you can do a level 25. The troop boost is always going to be the same no matter what. I have two different ones. One is a 16, one is a 23. Okay, you can see that. But it doesn't matter. So the level 23, I swapped. I did Grace as my lead and Cat as my junior. So I swapped my 5-star and my 4-star. Okay? This is important. So if when I go to the troop boost and I look at my tanks, I have 220.5% tank attack. Okay? You can see that right there. Right there. Now, go back and I look at the other one. Right. Okay. Now I've swapped them again. Now Grace is my 5-star is my junior. So I had 220.5% the other way, and now I have 231 tank attack. Okay, that's 10.5% more just from switching my officers. This is important. You need to be doing this, especially in Normandy. If in Normandy or Overlord, you are using your 4-stars as your junior, you are making yourself weaker. You can stack your talents by using a 5-star as your junior. I know some of you already know this, but a lot of people don't because I see it all the time. So that's why I'm doing this video for you, and I'm sorry that it's long. Okay, so we're going to take that away. I had to show you that. Now we're going to fight Eric again. Oops. He's supposed to be off territory, but I don't see him. So I'm just going to bring everybody out and see if he follows me. There he is. Okay. So one more time, just really quick. We could look at just the one. We'll look at the troop boost for the thing. For infantry, it's 252% on territory. And now we're going to do the same battle off territory. So I set up the same way because I want them. Hey, those two are the same speed. Cool. So I want them to all get there at the same time. So I move him away. He came closer to me. I'm going to move away from him. I'm going to pick a spot that's close to him, like right there. I'm going to encamp, multi-select so they all go to the same spot. We're going to march. We're going to double tap for the 3 circles. We're going to start the attack, set it. Whoops. And then I'll hit march when they stop. Okay. March, hit it, encamp. They sit on top of each other. And then when the support gets used, it gets used on all 3. Okay, see all of that green. I think he had less troops that time, but it doesn't really matter. I'm hoping you understand the concept that I'm trying to get at. So we're going to go back to the mail again. So, come on. Just to reiterate, we're going to go back to this one. We're going to look at the troop boost. It was 252 for tank attack on territory. We're going to go back to this one. Same march, troop boost, 232. That's 20% less when you fight an opponent off of your territory. Okay? So when we're doing zone versus zone, specifically, or if you are fighting another guild in the same server and you're near your territory, I can't show you the video of that right now, but what you would do is you would start, if you're off your if they're off your territory and you want them on your territory and they're close to your territory, start a fight with them. As soon as you engage in a fight, they will follow you no matter where you go and keep trying to attack you unless they disengage themselves. So you start the fight and then you back up so that you're sitting on your territory. You only have to be sitting on it. You don't need them to be on it. You just need yourself to be sitting on territory for the territory boost to take effect. So you start the fight, you back up to your territory, you can encamp, you can do whatever you want as soon as you get there. And as long as they follow you and don't disengage, you will add that extra, like I say, 20% to your attack. So I'm going to end that there because it's already been 18 minutes and I'm really, really sorry. But I hope that this has been helpful for those of you that don't know this stuff. And for those of you that do, maybe you picked up a couple of things anyways as well. So if there is something else that you want explained about this aspect of the game, please let me know. I'm going to be making another video now about officers and their talents and blah, blah, blah. Okay? Thank you very much. And I hope this was really helpful. By the way, I love LX. You guys are all family to me. And I would never, ever, ever want to be in another guild but this one. You guys are freaking awesome. Thank you so much for being awesome to me. Okay, have a good day. Bye.